welcome to day 2 of Dubai Airshow 2023. This is Megha, Mathews, editor of Aviation360, and I'm here with Yuri from Rolls-Royce. Hello. Hi there.
Hi, Megha.
How are you today?
All good. Rolls-Royce is doing great on the second day of the Airshow, and thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely, it's likewise a pleasure. And we understand that how is the Dubai Airshow going for, as for the second day for Rolls-Royce?
Amazing. I think not just for Rolls-Royce, but the general aviation industry, we see a huge lift up of growth, orders, and new momentum in aviation after the pandemic. So this year is for Rolls-Royce, one of the biggest sales years outside of a new aircraft launch. There's also a key component on sustainability we're working on. And we see so much growth in the Middle East in specific.
Exactly, so that's where I was just getting out there. So with Rolls-Royce moving to the energy transition and technology for the aviation, aerospace, aviation and the aerospace sectors as well. And in October, Rolls-Royce had completed the next step on its journey to decarbonizing business aviation. So what are we looking, especially in the Middle East region, regarding this?
Well, we take several steps in decarbonization, and decarbonizing aviation is a hard-to-abate sector. So it needs technology solutions, but also regulatory solutions and solutions in the commercial space. From a technology perspective, our Trent engines, all of our Trent engines, and our complete engine program is just completed on 100% sustainable aviation fuels testing. Which is exceptional, and we are the first engine manufacturer around that actually does that, which is a real break milestone for us.
So what are some of the disruptive technologies that's on display today at Dubai Airshow?
So one of the things we emphasize at the Dubai Airshow is the UltraFan, which is one of the largest engines for civil aerospace out there today. It's a demonstrator program. What we do, we take modules that are future modules for more sustainable aviation, but also more fuel efficient aviation, out from this demonstrator and use it into our existing engine. And this is really disruptive technology that can really change over the next 10 to 20 years the way we fly, the way we use fuel, and how carbon sensitive we are.
So when we talk about let's say more aircrafts, also does mean it does also mean about more of airspace management, right? And what are some of the emerging issues here, and how would you envision on addressing and delivering solutions for them?
Right, so air traffic management is going to become more and more complex, and we see a lot of emerging companies in the sector, in the industry. I guess two aspects to that for Rolls-Royce. One of them is on the traditional, more conventional aviation side, which is really around gas turbines and the use of more flight. Airlines that have larger fleets. We have seen large orders coming in the last months, this week, and also going forward, and we really appreciate that uplift. At the same time, air traffic management will also be important for future aviation forms. For example, electric. So in electric aviation, Rolls-Royce does a range of different technologies to propel and power electric aircrafts. And air traffic management now needs to manage both the traditional conventional aircraft and airspace next to electrified airspace. And the combination of the two, we power both.
Amazing. So when we are talking about the future of aviation, we're definitely talking also about the Gen Z travelers, right? So who grew up with the heightened of awareness of the climate change and the global crisis, that of course needs a promising catering towards them. So how does Rolls-Royce sort of promise to shape their future?
So Generation C, and to be frank, all generations following from that as well, and current generations. We see an uplift in travel, and travel becomes more accessible worldwide. We expect here in the Middle East by 2040 to double the amount of passengers we have today, which is a lot, because we already have a lot of traffic. What we see with the new generation is that they will demand access, and we will bring them access with powering aircrafts, but at the same time they demand access in a sustainable way. And that's where sustainable aviation fuels, hydrogen, and electrification comes in.
Right. So what, like, in terms of the future of the aerospace industry as well, what are your key predictions from the Rolls-Royce perspective?
Well, future of aerospace has different phases to go through in order to completely decarbonize the sector towards net zero.
Yeah.
Phase one will be a transition phase from conventional fossil fuel-based engines into the same engines using a more sustainable fuel. So sustainable aviation fuels is the first step.
Yeah.
Hydrogen might be a second step, and in parallel we want to roll out the electrification. And the combination of those three and transition towards clean fuels will be a key in order to get to net zero.
Absolutely. So what is your aim, let's say, in the coming future as well, like at improving your environmental footprints? Can we look at achieving the 2050 goal?
So the answer should be yes, and is yes.
Yes.
So first you need to look at yourself. So Rolls-Royce as a group has committed to net zero by 2030 from our own operations, which is important. But then also we become a leader, and we have become a leader, we will remain a leader to decarbonize the sector, which is a much bigger challenge with a lot of ecosystems. So what we need in that space is collaborative efforts, partnerships, and we see the Middle East as one of the key partnerships in this space. There's funding, there's regulatory means that are able to flex and move into directions of sustainable, and there's the willingness of actually try new technologies and deploy them. So the Middle East is key for our net zero goals together with the industry.
That's the reason why we have the Dubai Airshow in 2023, and where all the Middle East is over here. So we're all looking forward to seeing exciting projects during the during the Dubai Airshow here from Rolls-Royce side. So yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Yuri. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.